Have you ever wondered what would happen if you tried to summon the jackal-headed guardian of the dead at 3 o'clock in the morning? Our video opens with this chilling question as the camera pans across a dimly lit room. In the center sits a handcrafted replica of the Anubis shrine from Tutankhamun's tomb, a sleek black jackal atop a gold-leafed chest, eerily reminiscent of the artifact discovered in the Valley of the Kings. Candles flicker around it, casting long shadows that dance across the walls. The host explains that this isn't just any jackal statue. Anubis was the ancient Egyptian god of funerary rites, embalming, and the afterlife. He protected graves, oversaw mummification, and in the mythical Hall of Two Truths, weighed the hearts of the dead against Ma'at's feather of truth. With a nervous laugh, the host admits that tonight's challenge is a mix of curiosity, urban legend, and perhaps a dash of recklessness. Viewers are urged to like and subscribe because, if anything goes wrong, at least this will be the last thing they see. Before plunging into the ritual, the narrator pauses to recount why summoning Anubis is not to be taken lightly. In ancient Egyptian religion, Anubis, also known as Inpu or Anpu, had many titles: protector of graves, guide of souls, and master of embalming. Often depicted as a man with a black jackal head, he presided over mummification rituals and ensured the bodies were preserved for eternity. The jackal form was no accident. Real jackals prowled cemeteries, so Egyptians believed a jackal deity could safeguard the dead. His black color symbolized the fertile soil of the Nile and the promise of rebirth. Anubis guided souls through the underworld, ushering them into the Hall of Two Truths, where he weighed their hearts against Ma'at's feather. A heart heavier than the feather meant the soul would be devoured by the fearsome Ammit. A light heart allowed passage to the afterlife. With these legends fresh in mind, the host wonders aloud, what will Anubis think of a 3 a.m. internet challenge? The camera zooms in as the host prepares the space. They carefully arrange blue lotus petals and cornflower garlands around the shrine, mirroring how the original Anubis statue was wrapped in floral collars. A scroll lies open on the table, a printed translation of a passage from the Book of the Dead. This ancient text, also known as the Book of Going Forth by Day, contains spells meant to guide the deceased through the underworld, including invocations to Anubis. The host explains that according to Howard Carter's excavation notes, the shrine in Tutankhamun's tomb faced west, the direction of the afterlife, and an inscribed magic brick near it declared, "I am for the protection of the deceased." They take a deep breath, turn off the lights until only candlelight remains, and begin to read the prayer aloud. At first, there's a playful tone. They comment on the difficulty of pronouncing ancient Egyptian words and joke about trending 3 a.m. challenges. Yet the atmosphere quickly grows tense. The flames flutter as if touched by an unseen breeze. The replica jackal's obsidian eyes glint in the candlelight. Halfway through the prayer, the room suddenly grows cold. The lights flicker and go out. The camera catches a faint scratching sound at the door. A low, guttural growl reverberates through the house. The host laughs nervously, calling out, "Who's there?" But there's no answer. The scratching becomes louder, like claws raking wood. A shadow passes across the wall even though no one is there. The candles flare, then die, plunging everything into darkness. Panic sets in. The video cuts to grainy night vision footage as the host whispers frantically, "This isn't funny anymore." The floorboards creak. In a sudden jolt, the camera tumbles. The audience hears heavy breathing and then silence, followed by a deep voice murmuring unintelligible words. When the picture returns, the host is alone in a vast, unfamiliar hall lined with hieroglyphs. Massive scales stand at its center, one pan holding a glowing feather. Anubis appears, towering and regal, his jackal head silhouetted against an otherworldly light. His eyes glint like obsidian, and his fur is the same black that symbolized life and rebirth to ancient Egyptians. He gestures toward the scales. The host feels their chests tighten and hears their heartbeat echoing in the chamber. In this vision, The host instinctively understands they are in the Hall of Two Truths. Anubis lifts their heart and places it on the scale opposite Mayat's feather. Every lie told, every misdeed, every prank for views races through their mind. The feather barely moves. Just as the verdict seems imminent, a piercing screech fills the hall. The image shatters. The host wakes on the floor of the living room, gasping. The candles have melted into puddles. Long claw marks score the doorframe. The Anubis shrine sits exactly where it was, but now its eyes seem to follow the camera. Shaken, the host whispers, "Never again." As they end the video, viewers catch a final eerie twist. When the camera zooms in on the jackal statue, its head subtly turns toward the lens. The screen cuts to black with a final warning. Respect the ancient gods. Some challenges are better left undone.